Hello everyone, my name is Dennis Gishoki, and I wish to welcome you to this prestigious university, Kibabii University, as we begin the third session of our e-learning training. In today's session, we will be covering two integral components of learning, that is communication and assessment. Moodle, which is the learning management system we are using, offers you with a wide range of communication facilities which can be categorized into two. One, synchronous, and number two, asynchronous. Unlike asynchronous, synchronous communication facilities are those that allows you to communicate with your peers in real time. That means that the communicating parties are required to be online at the same time, while asynchronous communication facilities are those that allows you to leave a message and the recipient can be able to receive this message at a future date. They do not have to have, or they do not have to be online at the same time. It's also worth noting that Moodle communication can either be system generated or user generated. System generated are tied to the calendar in form of events, like we will be able to see. The easiest way to access such calendar events is by selecting calendar at this point here, which will open for you the calendar, and once you scroll down, you will be able to see the various events that have been captured on calendar. For instance, on date 7, you can see there was cut 1, which was to open then, and it was to close on the same day. We also have on date 3, lesson 1, and there is lesson 6 on date 4. And of course, on date 25th of the same month, we also have another event here. So you can also be able to move to the next months, just to be sure, by way of clicking on the next button, to be sure that you are keeping track of future events. You can also identify events on the calendar by scrolling down, by way of looking at the highlights. And if you hover the mouse pointer on a date that has an event, you should be able to see a screen tip showing you the description of that particular event. So it's important that you also keep an eye on that. We also have this section here, which allows you to see latest announcements, and of course it is tied to events. Other than latest event, on the latest, or rather the current event, you can also be able to open older topics by clicking this link here, which will take you to older events, and they will be listed down here. So we only have that event there, and it is important that you can also be able to subscribe or unsubscribe to an event, so that you can continue to receive notifications appropriately. So again, always remember, you are able to change the calendar months by way of clicking on these buttons here to move forward or backwards. Other than system generated events, Moodle also offers you user generated ways of communicating, and one of such facilities is messages. To open messages, you will move to this section where there is a button that bears your name. Click on it. It will open the upper section, this blue bar here, which has a number of links. One of the links is messages. Click on messages. It should be able to open. Once it has opened, you have this section here. This section allows you to search for contacts you want to communicate to. That means that you will have to know their names, and this is used especially when you want to send private communication to individuals. So I will demonstrate. Maybe I can type one of the names and then I search, and you can see I have a number of Samuels. Maybe I can select this one here. In case you did not find the person you wanted to communicate among these ones here, you can be able to show more or load more by clicking that particular link here. You should be able to load more individuals whose name matches what you had typed up there, and you can pick any of the individuals you intend to communicate to. And maybe a piece of advice: it's always good that you use a picture people can be able to identify you with, especially on e-learning learning management system, so that sometimes they can easily be able to identify you if they are not sure of your name. Upon opening that, or upon selecting the name of the individual, then you will be expected to type your message here. Yeah, we can say maybe hi or something like that. So to send messages, you will notice that below here we have this green button here, and it has two icons. There is an icon for similes here, or what most of you call emojis, and we have the send icon. So in case you wanted to add an emoji to your communication, you can be able to click on that particular section and choose the similes that fit your message maybe. Then you can go ahead and click on the send button here, or you can equally press enter on the keyboard. Now the next communication facility we are going to look at is the live chat, and I want you to look at this icon carefully. That one is used for chats. To enter any chat, you have to scroll in one of the courses where you want to chat. It will have been added as one of the activities by your course lecturer. Then to enter, you simply click on the chat. Once you click on it, you will be given several options here. You can enter, you can click here to enter the chat now. You can use more accessible interface, or you can, so my intention is to enter the chat. So I'll enter, and I will be able to see those individuals who are online, and you can see this section, it has notified that I joined the chat at that particular time, so I can be able to say hi, and whoever is on the chat should be able to respond appropriately. As you can see, we are now chatting with ODeL support, and we can now be able to communicate on real time. So you can actually be able to see that John Mark is also on the chat. What time are we? So that is an example of the chat. Now, to send a private chat to one of the individuals, you will notice that we have these options here. There is talk and there is beep. So you can be able to click on talk, and you will notice that now you are chatting to the ODeL at this particular point. Yes. So whatever that I'll be typing here will be going to that particular individual. So you can equally be able to chat in private other than broadcasting your communication to the rest of the people. And you can continue communicating and so on. The next communication tool we have is an activity called a forum, and I want you to notice this particular icon here, which is used for forum activities. So to open any forum, you'll have to select the course within which the forum you want to participate in is. Then you scroll to that point where you have that particular forum, and you can now be able to click on open. So once you click open, you should be able to see the various discussion topics here, and you can be able to open one of the topics or the topic you wish to participate in. Then you can scroll down. You will see those who have already started participating, the date they participated. Then you can actually be able to reply to the discussion. Once you typed whatever you wanted to contribute, then you can hit submit, and of course it will be added in that particular section. At a future date, if you wanted to edit or delete or even add a reply to the same, you can be able to continue clicking this particular section. So it is important to note that a discussion forum can either be synchronous or asynchronous. That is depending on how the course lecturer has added the same to the course. The second item we were to look at in today's session was assessment. Moodle offers several assessment modes, like we'll be able to see. In today's training, we will be looking at quiz and assignment. Now, once you have opened the course that you want to take an assignment or a quiz, then you'll scroll to the section where the quiz or the assignment is, and I'll be beginning with the assignment. Once again, notice the change of the icon. The assignment is something that you can be able to do offline and then upload the document or the file as advised by the course lecturer. So assuming I want to take this particular assignment, I should be able to click on it, then scroll down, take time to read. Like this one shows that I have not attempted, I have not been graded, and then the due date is supposed to be on 29th September at 11:59 p.m. and I have 4 days remaining. Again, we said about the events. You can now begin to see that the system is communicating to you as far as the submission days remaining are concerned. So you can then go ahead and download the file by way of clicking on it here. then you can either open or save. So you will be expected to answer these questions offline. Then upon finishing, you should be able to add the submission by clicking here, assuming that I have finished this. So I can now be able to come and click on add submission. Then I should be able to get this particular window here and take time to read the formats that are allowed. You are allowed to submit Word document, PDF, rich and all that. So I can then click on this arrow, move to upload. I browse to the location where I have saved my assignment, and then I click on the file that I want to upload and go ahead and open. You can be able to see it is there. Then you scroll downwards to upload the files, and once you have submitted, you can now save the changes. Once you've saved the changes, you will be able to see that you have submitted for grading, and it is not yet graded. The file that you have submitted is this one here. You have to make sure that you have submitted the correct file. Now once you have submitted the file, especially when you still have time and you wanted to ensure that maybe you submitted the correct file, if you realize that you submitted the wrong file, you can still be able to remove the submission or edit at this particular point. So always take time to make sure that you're able to confirm, but this may only be available if you still have time. Now lastly, as far as assessment is concerned, we will look at quiz. The quiz has this icon here which has a tick, and this is going to be a graded quiz. So before you open a quiz, be sure that you have all the facilities required, and that yes, you have all the necessary requirements. So I'll open the quiz. Again, take time to read this quiz opened at Friday 25th, that it will close at 1 hour after that. The allowed time is 10 minutes. So once you open this quiz, you'll need to complete it within 10 minutes. And then the mode of grading is the highest score. So I'll click on attempt quiz now. Then I'll be presented with this particular dialog box prompting me either to cancel or to start attempt. So I'll click attempt. Then you'll be able to see the question number on the left, then the question here, and then there is the next button. So as you can see, this quiz is organized in single question, or you have one question per page. So I'll click on the correct answer, and in case you realize that you selected the wrong answer, you can always be able to clear that particular point. So FC, which processor is allocated first? Yeah, first. Then you click next. As you may have noted, I'm able to move to the next question by clicking next. Then I'll keep clicking that way. Click on the next. So you can continue answering the questions. So I'm just answering without reading, but in your case you need to read, so that I can be able to demonstrate the remaining bits. So keep selecting the correct answer. So assuming I did not answer question 9 and maybe 10, I'll hit and before that you also need to know the weight of each question. You can be able to tell from the left panel here where we have the question number, and you can also be able to flag questions for later review. So I'm going to finish attempt. So once you finish attempts, you will be notified of the sections you did not answer. Like the first 8 questions have been answered, but the last 2 have not been answered. So you can actually be able to return and attempt them by clicking here, or you can submit, and you can see you are being the countdown is ticking, so you can always keep an eye to be sure that you're still within time. One funny thing about the quizzes, most of them are set in such a way that they submit automatically. So if you opened it and you left the time running, then it would mean that upon the expiry of the allowed minutes, it submits itself automatically. So make sure that you are okay. So I'll go back to question 10 and answer. Then I can also be able to hit question previous, and I answer question 9. Then I can go back to the submit, and this time you can now be able to see that we have attempted all, and I submit. I'll be prompted to confirm the submission, then I submit. So once you have submitted, you will be graded accordingly. So you can see I'm faring badly. I failed almost everything. So at this point, having submitted and having been marked, you can take time to review. Like you can see, since the allowed attempts had been sent to 1, then you can be able to see that I'm able to review that I answered incorrect, and I'm given the correct answer here. So you can also use this facility as a way of revising, because it gives you the correct answer. So make sure that you're able to know what ought to have been answered for each of those questions. So thank you very much, and I hope you will find it easy to use the e-learning platform, and always feel free to ask for guidance where you feel stuck. Thank you, and God bless you all.